This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. I wanted to make this video because I've been noticing this thing has been happening, and this thing happens every time the Knicks make the playoffs, which legitimately, and I'm not saying this is like people being malicious or nefarious or anything like that, but a lot of the media lives in the East Coast or the West Coast. We see this all the time, but they either live there, they grew up there, there is some connection to that city, New York or LA. And whenever the Cavs go up against, or Cleveland in general goes up against one of these markets, we see it come out. Now, I just think this is more or less hometown bias. It's similar to how I would have a hometown bias towards Cleveland versus something else. But I think it's something along those lines. But since it's the national media, it doesn't just stay in the Cleveland bubble. It gets pushed out into national outlets, so you have to deal with it. And one of these things that I've been seeing is like the Cavs have kind of been disrespected by how much fervor is out there and how much will there is for people to want the Knicks to upset the Cavs, to the point to where people saying it's not even a hot take anymore because so many people have gone with this being their hot take, is that the Cavs are going to get beat by the Knicks or whatever it is. And I kind of feel for like Sacramento fans because that's how everybody else is treating them. And I understand why Knicks fans are excited. If they had the option of all the top four seeds, it's understandable that the Cavs are the team they want to play, right? I think we are all in agreement that the top three teams in the East are a little bit different than the Cavs. Cavs aren't there yet. I've talked about why they aren't there yet. They just aren't experienced enough. And you can see, hey, the Knicks are an older team. Well, their core is older. They're technically younger by average, but their core is a little older, a little bit more experienced. They have an experienced coach. And, you know, you could talk yourself into, okay, yeah, the Knicks could win the series. And I don't think saying that the Knicks could win the series is a hot take. That's a normal take. This is going to be a close series. But the ideal that it's insulting that anybody thinks otherwise, that the Knicks won't win, that's crazy. And I think I might have found the most delusional Knicks fan in the world. And again, this is not like some random. I don't like putting randoms on the Summer Jam screen. This is somebody who's employed by an actual company. It's Chat Sports. But let's listen to this delusional fan.
Let's start today's show talking about an all-time non-ball knower. Jalen Rose pretty much went on to ESPN and told everybody that he doesn't.
Every time somebody on Twitter says you don't know ball, it's somebody like this dude. Like that's the dude. And not saying like I've played high level basketball. I haven't, but I don't be out here telling people that they don't know ball. It always like that's one thing I just want to get off my chest. It's like the people who tell you don't know ball are the people who know the least amount of ball. Because the people I know, especially when it comes to football, basketball, anything, the most informed people don't resort to that. It's always the most uninformed people that are confident in their lack of information that say stuff like that.
Non-ball knower. Jalen Rose pretty much went on to ESPN and told everybody that he doesn't know ball because he has picked the Cleveland Cavaliers over the New York Knicks in round one of the NBA playoffs. Jalen Rose, I thought it was once a Knick, always a Knick. Now you're just being shady. This is what he had to say about the matchup. He said, the good news for the Knicks is that they're in the playoffs. Another great thing for the Knicks and their fans, that they're celebrating being a fifth seed.
They are. These Knicks fans are so excited to be the fifth seed. They're so excited to be the fifth seed. He's mad that he brought that up. That's absolutely true. I see y'all. I know Knicks fans. Y'all be like this.
I hate this dude. My namesake Jalen Brunson has brought us stability at the point guard position. But here's the problem. they're not going to have home court advantage in the first round versus the Cleveland Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell. I usually like to pick the team in a series that A, has the best player, which the Cavs do, or B, has home court advantage, which Cleveland does. So I don't want to
There's nothing Jalen Rose is saying here that isn't
be a
true,
buzzkill for the New York Knicks, but if they play the Cavs in the first round, I think Cleveland, this is for you, and they advance. Well, if Jalen Rose spent as much time on his hairline as he did watching ball, he would know that the New York Knicks were going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers.
What? What was that joke? Like, what? I'm going to just the benefit of the doubt that was just a awful attempt at humor. Because again, I've seen chat sports coverage. It's not great. But yeah, it's acting outrage over that statement is hilarious to me because it's a normal statement. The Cavs do have the best player in the series. It's not even really a debate. I guess he's going to try to make it a debate. It's not. Also, the Cavs do have home court. These 4 or 5 matchups heavily lean in the well, not heavily, but they do have a tilt towards the team that has home court, and they do have a tilt towards the team that has the better player. That's just facts. And we have both. So we should beat the Knicks. It would be a disappointment for the Cavs if they don't beat the Knicks. It would be a triumphant upset. Well, not triumphant, but it would be a moment for New York Knicks fans who haven't won a playoff series in God knows how long. I don't know what that feels like, to beat the Cavs here. But it's probably not happening.
The bad look for Jalen Rose. When we come back to this take in 2 weeks from now when the Knicks beat the Cavs in 6 games, he's going to look like an all-time fraud. First of all, I know some people are going to say I'm biased by saying this, but I feel like I'm in the lane to say this. I've watched all 82 games for the New York Knicks this season, including preseason games. Jalen Brunson is better than Donovan Mitchell, and I don't even feel like that is a stretch by saying that.
The qualification is that he's watched all the Knicks games to make a determination on whether Jalen Brunson is better than Donovan Mitchell? Don't you have to watch Cavs games to know that? Man. All right.
I think he's a better player. I think he's a smarter player. I think he's more of a winner. I think he's a better player on the defensive end. He's willing to at least take charges. Jalen Brunson is one of the league leaders in that department. And I just feel like a guy that has his true hands on the pulse of a basketball game, I feel like Jalen Brunson is better in that department. And
Jalen Brunson plays point guard. Donovan Mitchell does not play point guard. What you described there was just Jalen Brunson playing his position. What you have not described is the fact that Donovan Mitchell has been playing better basketball just by every numerical metric than Jalen Brunson, who's really good. But y'all, you ain't had to do this, right? Jalen Brunson is not better than Donovan Mitchell. This isn't even an argument you can reach for. This is just being ridiculous.
Saw that in the playoffs last year when Jalen Brunson was a part of the Dallas Mavericks. In the 3 games that Jalen Brunson played for the Mavs without Luka Doncic last year against Donovan Mitchell's Utah Jazz, Jalen Brunson averaged 30 points, 5 assists, 48% from the deck, and 41% from downtown. Jalen Brunson was Donovan Mitchell's daddy last year in the playoffs. He couldn't guard him. They had to have switch after switch because nobody can stop him. Without Jalen Brunson, the Dallas Mavericks would have lost in the first round of the playoffs last year.
Now, again, I don't know how relevant this is for either side of the argument because both players are on different teams and both players have had career highs. So we really don't know what this is going to look like because clearly both of these players are better in their new situations. But I guess you got to make material. You know what I mean?
And would have been at home watching other teams go to the Western Conference Finals. And also, what Donovan Mitchell did last year in the playoffs should not be ignored. He was legitimately terrible. Yes, he averaged 25 points per game and he averaged 5 assists, but he shot less than 40% from the deck and he shot 20% from downtown. Has he had good playoff series before? Yes, he has. And you guys know that I wanted the Knicks to trade for Donovan Mitchell. But I do believe that Jalen Brunson is the better basketball player. And we saw that in the series last year when they matched up and went one-on-one.
My man is making this determination off of 3 games from last year. That's the basis of his take, is off of 3 games from last year. And he doesn't realize he's being delusional. You know, I watched this video and I just think First Take did a bad thing for sports discourse. Because this is the most first takey, I got to get my hot take in argument. Like, I'm reaching for hot takes that I've ever seen, when you don't even got to go there. Like, if you want to say the Knicks are going to win the series, you don't have to be ridiculous about it. You could be a reasonable person about it. But no, we don't get actual analysis. We don't get actual good faith conversation. We get this dude in a sweaty polo talking about Jalen Rose not knowing basketball. And this is content. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know, do you think he's being as delusional as I think he is in the comment section down below? Y'all tell me, let me know. Have a great day. Have an even better night.